Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the moon up above and a thing called love.
Hello friends, fans, and foes. You'll have to bear with me, my voice is a bit strange because I've been sick for about 2 weeks. Today I'm discussing children and sex. Funny how when those things are put together, it evokes a strange feeling, isn't it? Humans are the most curious of all animals. Without this curiosity, we would not have evolved into the amazing creatures we are today. Perhaps the most curious of all are human children. Just like primates, we learn things by mimicking the adults around us, and other things we learn through our own exploration. Aside from walking, talking, and feeding ourselves, one of the earliest things we do as soon as the diaper is gone is play with ourselves. We learn at a very young age that it's pleasurable. Any parent will know this, and have probably dealt with an infection here and there in their little girls from doing this with dirty hands, or our boys showing off their erections with amazement at what trick they learn to do. Children engage in sexual activity often. They compare their bodies to one another. They explore each other's bodies, and sometimes even masturbate together. They play doctor, they play house. They do these things often before these feelings become sexual. It's healthy and normal, and they should not be ashamed or punished for doing these things. Punishment for this can be severely damaging to a child's psychosexual development. The best we can do is answer their questions and guide them to what is appropriate. Age of consent is a tricky topic, and often laws to control this fail on multiple levels. The justice system does or should consider all factors, including whether the individual was within days of legal age. The courts base judgment on factors unique to each case. I disagree with mandatory minimum sentences under any and all conditions, as it takes away any real degree of justice that we instill in the hands of the courts of public opinion and the judge. Some countries put the decision of consent onto parents. I disagree with this as well, because there are cases where the parent simply doesn't like the person their child is being sexually active with, and this can be used as a weapon or retribution. The following is the age of consent laws in my country, Canada. The age of consent for sexual activity is 16 years. It was raised from 14 years on May 1st, 2008. However, the age of consent is 18 years where the sexual activity may exploit the young person, when it involves prostitution, pornography, or occurs in a relationship of authority, trust, or dependency. Example, a teacher, a coach, a babysitter. Sexual activity can also be considered exploitive based on the nature and circumstances of the relationship. Example, the young person's age, the age difference between the young person and their partner, how the relationship developed, quickly, secretly, over the internet, and how a partner may have controlled or influenced the younger person. There are exceptions to this rule, called close in age or peer group clauses. For example, a 14 and 15-year-old can consent to sexual activity with a partner as long as the partner is less than 5 years older and there is no relationship of trust, authority, or dependency. This means that if the partner is 5 years older than the 14 or 15-year-old, any sexual activity will be considered a criminal offense unless it occurs after they are married. Age of marriage is established in each province and territory. The close in age exception for 12 and 13-year-olds. A 12 or 13-year-old can consent to sexual activity with a younger person who is less than 2 years older and with whom there is no relationship of trust, authority, or dependency. I think sexual education is vital to young people. They should not only know the laws surrounding it, but how to protect themselves and how to know when they are ready to be sexually active. They should be taught about the importance of condoms and birth control. They should also be thoroughly educated on sexually transmitted diseases and pregnancy, and encouraged to enjoy masturbation as an alternative. Depending on the age and expressed interest, children should be taught other forms of sexual expression that does not include sexual penetration, like mutual masturbation, also known as petting, and oral sex. There's a fine line when it comes to encouragement, but there's nothing more damaging than forbidding it. Forbidden fruit is always the sweetest, especially in the mind of the young. The hypocrisy behind forbidding an activity that their role models enjoy may actually encourage them to go further and try things they're not ready for. Forbidding an act may also serve to close the lines of communication that are crucial to the parent-child relationship. You see this in statistics of young people who are told to practice abstinence. They have sex younger, and their teen pregnancy rates are higher. So think carefully about this. Let your child guide you with questions. Try and answer with what you think is age appropriate. If it's not enough information for them, allow your child to guide the questioning. This will show you what they already know about sexually and how to satisfy their appetite for information. Let them know how old you were when you became interested in sexual activity, and with honesty. This way they can use a timeline so they have a rough idea as to what and when it's right for them, rather than guessing. Give them the tools of logic and reason. Remember, these are young adults. Chances are they know more than they're willing to tell you. It's ignorant to assume they don't know. Your own parenting experiences should show you that time and time again, our youth never fail to surprise us with what they know and understand about the world around them. This is Rain, reminding you the surface is for simple minds. Thanks for listening.